Welcome to Beers with Brian, and I'm Brian. Hey, this is the Mask Up Again edition. Let's talk about masks, right? Pros, they could keep people safe. They're not really a big deal. You can use them to show off your personality. If you're like a neck buff kind of guy like me, or you like the or the whatever, the face shield, you can kind of like show what kind of person you are through your mask. Cons, don't tell me what to do. Sometimes I have a little trouble breathing. It's annoying to have to remember to bring this thing everywhere you go. There's good and bad about masks. I think the pros, if we keep people safe, outweigh the cons. But here at BBCo, we want to get back to 100% open. And as the numbers keep rising, the government keeps saying, no, we're not going to open you up all the way. So we're in support of wearing these masks. And it's required for us, so there's that. The rules at BBCo now say masks when you enter the building, when you're moving around the building. If your butt's in a seat, you can take the mask down. That's it. It's like super simple, all right? So let's like finish this COVID off and get back to whatever the new normal is going to be. Today's head brewer spotlight, there's really only one person, again, that this could be, and that guy is the guy what makes the beer, Corey. Corey has been Brokerage Brewing Company's one and only brewer thus far, and he's done a great job. He's put hazy IPAs on the map locally. He's killed it with the fizzy yellow beers, the classic German style beers, and he's won medals for some of his dark beers. So seems like you know what he's doing, right? All right, well, cheers to Corey. All right. That was my first taste of this beer. That was really, really good. All right, this is my recommendation for this week. This is called Mech Suit Core, and I have absolutely no idea in the world what the hell that means. But it's 6.4%, 24 IBUs, and it's a lotus hop infused beer. So delicious, hazy, some tropical fruits, maybe like passion fruit even a little bit, just like very light drinking hazy beer. All right, so let's talk about gas for a while, shall we? It's something Corey does a fantastic job managing, his gas. Okay, all right. But seriously, Corey is fanatical about gas management. And today in particular, I want to talk about oxygen, O2. So in a finished beer, oxidation means stale, wet cardboard kind of flavors to your beer. It is like absolutely no bueno. You don't want it. You want to avoid it. Everything you can possibly to avoid it. And this is what Corey does well. He prevents oxygen from getting to our beers by putting a blanket of CO2 at just about every step in the process. When he's got the beer done being fermented, he moves it over into the bright tank, and he fills the bright tank with gas, and then he like pressurizes the line, and then he starts the flow of beer up against a CO2 purged line. So we don't have any oxygen, or like as little as we can, like maybe a couple molecules of oxygen, but not a lot. And then that beer gets in that bright tank, and then when he goes to fill the kegs with the beer after it's been carbonated, another blanket of CO2 fills that tank with CO2, that keg, fills the line with CO2, and then pushes it over so that as it's coming out, it's purging CO2, but there's no oxygen in there. There's no air in there. Air is about 20% oxygen. We don't want any oxidation. We don't want those bad flavors. So one place we do like oxygen, sometimes, not always, but you can put oxygen after you've boiled your wort, before you put it in the fermenter. Sometimes the brewers will tap into that transfer line with a little oxygen infuser and bubbles oxygen into that hot wort that's being chilled into the fermenter, and that gives the yeast some oxygen to kickstart on to like get them going real fast. And so maybe that's a place where we might have a little oxygen added to the system, but otherwise no oxygen anywhere. So there's a little bit about gas for you. All right, All right, new at BBCo, more acoustic tiles. Now these are not going to be in our current brew house, but these are going to be in this new room that we're in right here and in the kitchen space next door. We had a little bit of problems with runaway noise in the brew house when we first opened, and it was so loud. And we put these tiles up, and like, it was another little blanket. It was like a blanket of sound that just like softened the space and made it real nice to hang out. And so we're hoping to do that again in this space too, so it doesn't get too echoey, which is a lot of hard surfaces in here. Anyways, on tap this week, we got Walking Ashland Cream Ale. We got New Kid on the Hop American IPA. We've got Master of the Anvil, which is our Helles Lager. We've got When Malt and Hop Unite, which is like a clean American pale ale. We've got our hazies, Mech Suit Core, and the haze will set you free. We've got our Maibach, and then also we have Cider Boys Raspberry Smash and bottled mead from Moonlight Meadery. So a lot of different things to come in and try. This coming week, we're gonna have EMT and Walkbox coming, and so hope to see you around sometime soon. All right, like, subscribe, and mask up. Cheers.